Thank you for joining me. This is Stevie Checkers. It is March 29th, and today we're going to just take a peek at Pantheon Resources. Now, Pantheon is an oil and gas exploration company, and they have a couple of spots that they are drilling into on the North Slope up in Alaska. They have two active wells right now, Theta West 1 and Talitha A. For this presentation, we're going to spend our time looking at Theta West because that is the well that is making most of the news as of right now. Now, with most oil and gas exploration companies, there's a lot of speculation when it comes to, hey, we see the oil in the ground. But one thing that Theta West has proven for Pantheon is that they have the oil and they're about ready to pull it out. Their flow rates averaged about 57 barrels per day, but their peak rates exceeded 100 barrels per day over 2.5 days. Those are not numbers to take lightly. Those are some numbers that companies would absolutely die to have. Think of 88 Energy right now. Now, this is not a conversation about 88, but make notice that on this chart, the difference is Pantheon has explored their side of the graph, and 88 has not sunk any wells in on their side. Pantheon notes that they tested the basin floor plan in Talitha 1, and they got excellent flow rates. They did a slope fan, and it was excellent as well, and then they moved uphole and got a little bit of a blockage. They noted that it'd be unlikely that they're going to go back into Talitha this winter, but they're going to drill next winter and do some sidetracks for some more test results. Alkaid 2 is said to be spudding in July, and they're going to use this as their first production test well into the Alkaid structure. A bonus for potential Pantheon resource investors is the proximity of the Alkaid and the Talitha well to the Dalton Highway. Alongside the Dalton Highway is where the pipeline runs up and down Alaska transporting oil. And this closeness will allow Pantheon to drill and to explore and to produce and extract year-round. That means in the summertime, they're not going to be limited to pulling the rigs out because the ground's thawing up. It would be safe to assume that when they get that out of the ground, they're just going to run it right up the freeway, sell it, and sit back and stack their cash. So Pantheon is an established operator up there on the North Slope, and they've got a bunch of catalysts that they believe is going to propel them up into the hierarchy of oil discoveries on the North Slope. They're sitting with some cash in hand, roughly about $96 million, and their working budgets are well below those numbers. However, when they start looking at the Alkaid investment, you're going to see some numbers that could potentially be eye-popping. The Alkaid well is the one that they expect to be pulling some oil out of this summer because its proximity to the Dalton Highway. But that's not to discredit the other wells that they have, exclusively the Theta West one, which they believe is the mother lode. Given today's cost for a barrel of oil, the Alkaid Shallow and the Alkaid Deep, they think could net roughly between $4 and $5 billion from that well alone. Now, taking a peek at some of the charts for the Alkaid project, you're going to look at that oil pay zone, and when looking at these charts, green is good, but look at the significant distance and amount of space that it covers. Down here in the Alkaid Deep, they found that that was their pay zone of over 100 barrels per day coming out. The flow tests look very promising, but underneath what they refer to as the K10 top seal, every single zone underneath that had oil. Every single zone. And again, not to beat a dead horse, this is the property closest to the Dalton Highway, and these guys are going to be able to work spring and summer on it. When considering the Talitha well, a vertical well is going to produce hopefully 50 to 80 barrels per day. Their goal is, after they establish this, is to do some horizontal wells that'll stand out about 2 miles. And with these 40 different stages, they look at increasing their yield substantially to expecting anywhere from up to 1,350 barrels of oil per day. That's a lot of oil. This concludes this brief summary of what Pantheon has going on this summer. And out of the junior oil and gas exploration companies, these guys have pulled some oil out of the ground, and their flow tests seem to be pretty positive. Hopefully this video will encourage you to dig a little deeper and remember to do your own homework and see if this is something that might be right for your portfolio. If this has proven helpful for you, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to see what else I can bring to you guys in the near future. Thanks again. Thank you for your ears. Thanks for your eyes. And thanks for your time. Have a great day.